Good morning, LinkedIn. I am live on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and my Twitch account. And we are looking at things for Tip Tuesday this morning. I'm going to go ahead and throw on our chat overlay here. And at least YouTube and Twitter are two-way. So I can type things in on those platforms. And it looks like for LinkedIn, I have to go to my LinkedIn directly. So bear with me while I type this in from my phone. And then we should see that. There we go. These are something you can view later. And we were just looking at earlier a tip with PowerPoint. So where we were was looking at a font that exists only on the Mac side of things. We looked at reordering objects through the selection pane. So being able to take something like the title and make sure the title stays on the top as opposed to getting hidden behind potentially graphics or other items. So that's through the selection pane. And here is my favorite feature from a Mac perspective. At that same place that I look at arrange, there is a reorder objects. Look how easy, elegant, and visual this is to figure out where my layers are. It might be ahead or behind a certain layer. It's very, very easy to fix in that view. So if I always want to make sure I have this channel from a YouTube perspective at the bottom left, I can move it and move it to a layer that's higher than the graphics and the other things that are part of my slides. And then as I'm running through my slides, I think about the placement and what's above and below the graphics. I can fix that, make sure everything's the way I want it. So selection pane from the arrange, and then on a Mac, reorder objects are two of my favorite tips from a PowerPoint perspective. The other thing we looked at here in our first section was taking a font. This phosphate font is specific to the Mac, so it doesn't work when I take this file to a PC. But what I can do is Command C, and then I can paste as a photo, and the picture then becomes something that I can leverage cross-platform. It'll be the same size and use that same font that was specific to the Mac. So a couple different ways to do that. There was a way that I learned about packing the fonts into the presentation. I believe this font did not support that, and that might be a licensing stipulation of how the font works. So something to keep in mind in PowerPoint. The other thing that got the second most amount of votes in my LinkedIn poll for today's Tip Tuesday was Teams and some tips in Teams. And so you can see that I have my Teams here, and I also have this additional item or application called Tribute in my navigation pane. And Tribute is an application for mentoring that is a community app through the Humans of IT community on Microsoft's tech communities. So I can add that in as an application through the three dots in Teams, more apps, and search for Tribute. And I can even push this app out as a default If you are a Microsoft partner or you are involved with the tech community, this might be an app that you want to leverage. Tribute is also available for corporate use. So if you have interest, you can look up information about Tribute and leveraging it at your company. And then I can search for mentors and decide how I'm looking for those mentors and what I'm looking for. Maybe it's I'm moving to a different country with my job or a new city, so I'm looking for somebody with that experience. There's all sorts of different things that I can look for in somebody's experience for a mentor. In the same way that I can look for experiences, I can also look for any skill and then look for results and read a little bit about the people that I find. Mentorships that I've had or that are current are listed next. And then the community, you have the ability to write little blogs and updates through Tribute now. So really cool app that you can add into Teams. Now, if I wanted to get to my Teams, which actually is the top leftmost item on my navigation pane, I can hit the Command 1. And immediately I am switched to my Teams view. If I want to do a search, maybe I'm in my Midwest Toastmasters team and my general channel, I can hit Control E and I'm sitting at the very top. And I could type in things like go to, and go to allows me to think about particular channels like training. And then I could go right to a training channel under one of my teams, which is actually hidden, so it doesn't even have to be visible to use the go to. You can also hit Command G and you're already sitting in that go to. So Command E takes you up to this search bar, so you can search for anything, file, folder, slash commands. There are a number of these, like do not disturb. Control E puts you up there to type whatever you need to for searching, and Control G allows you to look for specifics. If I wanted to get back to Tribute, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Command 6 takes me right back to Tribute. Once I discovered some of these keyboard shortcuts, which are all listed if you press Command and period, Teams became a lot more of a fluid application for me to navigate around than what I was doing when I first discovered Teams. And that was a lot of this. Move my mouse to the left, choose my calendar, take a look at what my week looks like, move my mouse to my activity, maybe do something within my activity feed, move over to my files, take a look at the different files that I've worked on recently within Teams or my OneDrive, and then move my mouse to the left or move up to search or move over to my picture in the upper right to take a look at maybe changing the size of the layout, which is another tip that I have discovered. I'm on a 13-inch device now. I'm normally on a 28-inch device. I might have different preferences on the size that Teams uses to present information to me, depending on the size of the device I'm using. So with that, we've looked at a couple things in Teams and a couple things within PowerPoint. Now let's combine the two into one uber tip for you as we finish out. If I go to my Teams and I go to Training, General, and I do a Meet Now, I can have an immediate meeting, Teams plus PowerPoint. So we'll join this meeting. Then my options within sharing include my entire desktop or a window, But now I can also share PowerPoints directly. So if I wanted to share this, I can save the presentation. We'll call this 511. I don't think I have my OneDrive set up on here. Let's take a look. Online locations, I do. So we'll save that off. And now as I look at my share tray, take a look at if we can find that one. There we go. And now we're sharing that. And that's it. Thanks for attending our Tip Tuesday live on Facebook. Have a great day.